Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance. Today's tool review is going to be a product from Dewalt, and it is a 4-in-1 flippable socket with a 6-inch shaft. So now Dewalt is getting into the same game with Klein with the flip socket, or maybe your longer Malcos or something like that. Although Malco does not offer anything along the lines of Klein or now Dewalt with this one. Now, this isn't the first Dewalt flippable socket that's out there. They've had these for quite some time, and it's actually the same socket. So you get the 1/4 inch, 5/16, and then also a 3/8 and 7/16. But it's only in that small shaft. They are flippable, which allows you to clean them. I think to me that's the biggest benefit of having these flippable. It's not only that you get two sizes in one, but even just being able to remove that off and get off your little shavings and things like that to make your magnet work better. Now this one is the SAE version. It's going to run you $15. Part number on that is DWADENDEXT-2. That's a mouthful and a half. And again, this one comes with that 1/4 inch, 5/16, 3/8, and 7/16. I went ahead and picked this one up, but this one isn't the first one that I ordered. They actually are offering this in a metric version, which is the whole entire reason why I bought it. I was supposed to get it November the 1st, but it's still on, I guess, back order. I've pre-ordered it, but they're waiting to get it in from the manufacturer. And it is basically that same part number except for MM on the end of it, and then it's still going to run you $15. And again, you can pre-order it right now. I don't have any idea when you're going to get it. And the whole reason why, again, I bought this was because there's so many of you in my flip socket videos, whether it's whenever I'm putting it on a different screwdriver, just talking about it in general. I've had so many comments saying, man, I wish they made that in a metric version. That would be awesome. So this is something that's, something for you. It's not exactly the same. You're going to be missing two sockets. You're not going to get that 11/32 size or that 1/2 inch in the SAE because you're only getting 4. And then in the metric, you're going to get a 7 and 8 millimeter for this size here, and then you get a 10 and a 13 for down here. So that's the 4 sizes that you're going to get with that. It's basically a 6-inch shaft in length, so it's longer than their originals. And then it's got this magnet here that's a pretty decent size, and I do feel like if I put it on the 5/16 here, I do feel like it's a little bit stronger than Klein's magnet. I'll just kind of stick this up here. We'll see how it sucks in there. That's me not pulling it a bit, and it's in there pretty good. I think that the magnet is better on this one. I don't know about the Malco. I kind of still feel like the Malco was still the best of the bunch, but they don't offer flip sockets in any way. These are cleanable, or they don't offer flip sockets to where you get more than one size on one shaft like this or the Klein. These are all flippable with 2 sizes, but you can't put multiple sizes in one. And that's what my plan was. That's why I bought these. This is the SAE. I bought these, and I was going to plan on using those with the metric version of this, because in my mind I was thinking, you got all this extra shaft here. Why can't I just stick more sizes on this, put my metric and SAE all on one shaft, and kind of have my own little flip socket of whatever kind. But for whatever reason, they have this little deal here, and what it is it's got a magnet on it, and that keeps your socket from moving around on you. So if you've got it in your impact or in another screwdriver or whatever you want to, it basically is going to keep that from sliding up and down this shaft because they've got all that extra space. This end's not a working end, so if you flip this around, you stick that on there, put your big one on there. Same thing on this side. I wish they would have kind of left that off, in my opinion, at first, because again, that was my plan. But if I show you here, so I went and bought this Dewalt 1/4 inch shaft. So this is basically as if this thing was missing. If that wasn't on here, this is what you'd have going up to this end. But if I put these Dewalt sockets on there, they basically slide and just move around like crazy. Now, if I would have had enough to fill up this whole shaft, it wouldn't be that big of an issue. Of course, that's not the right end. But that was my plan. Was I was going to buy the metric version of this and then have those SAE sockets and kind of load up my own little flip socket. Now, you could store these in your bag that way just to save yourself room and have you just one shaft or whatever you want to do. But that's not going to work. That was my hope, but that's not going to be the case. For whatever reason, whatever Klein has done on their flip socket shaft, they don't need that magnet option right there. All their sockets kind of just stay wherever you've got them at. So I can even move that one right in the middle and it's going to stay there. So whatever they've done is working out. I think maybe it's that star pattern catching on the ridges of the 1/4 inch shaft. And then the Malcos, of course, they do offer some metric versions. So if you don't like this DeWalt one, you can get the flippable sockets in Malcos. I keep these in my bag. They have an 8 and a 10 millimeter, and then also a 8 and a 6 millimeter, and then an 8 and a 7 millimeter. Why they put 8 millimeter on every single one of them, I don't know, instead of giving us some extra sizes. Then I thought, well, maybe my dream would be, what if I take all my Malco sockets and do something very similar to that? But every single one of these Malcos has a different size. This shaft is the same on the bottom, but all these are a little bit different based on what socket you're dealing with. This is actually a little bit smaller than your 1/4 inch shaft, and you can't get this number 6 and 8 to slide over this 1/4 inch shaft at all. And then whenever you get up into the bigger sizes, the 8 and the 10 here, and if I take that off, and then you compare those two ends, this is the 6 and 8, and then this is the 8 and 10, quite a bit different. So they basically build their ends here based on the socket size, which gives you some more magnet up here at the top for these bigger ones. So again, I think that's why a lot of people prefer using the Malcos. The magnet seems like it's the best. And then of course they convert their 1/4 inch shaft and on their longer drivers into this smooth shaft right here, which a lot of times people say these have held up better for them than anything else. Maybe that allows you to put more torque on them or something like that. So Malco offers some metric versions. Klein doesn't offer those yet. I doubt seriously that they probably ever will. I mean, maybe they will, but I don't know of anything else really that they come out with much that's in both things, other than they do have some nut driver screwdrivers that you can get in metric, but I haven't seen any of their other stuff that's that way. So yeah, guys, that is the Dewalt 4-in-1 6-inch flip nut driver set. I don't know exactly what they're calling it. It's just got that part number on it, but that's what I'm going to call it. Again, they do have it in metric. That's the whole reason why I bought one, because, you know, 4 sizes, I've already got plenty of those. I went ahead and bought this one, and I decided I'm going to go ahead and make a video because it could be months before I get that metric one. But if you are wanting the metric one, if that's something that interests you, you might want to go ahead and pre-order it. I'm sure it's going to eventually be in Lowe's and all the other places, maybe even Home Depot. But Acme Tools and I think Tool Nut are both places where you could pre-order them, and maybe they only get 100 of them in. So if you don't order one, if you really want one, whenever they do come in, they might be sold out. So I'm just making you aware that they're out there because so many of you have asked me about metric for this, and I saw the metric version of this, and I thought, well, that might make some people happy, so I'm going to go ahead and get one. So hope it's useful. You guys let me know in the comments below what you think about it. If you're going to pick one of these up in the metric or standard or whatever it might be. I do feel like the magnets on these DeWalts are better than the Klein. I still prefer the Malcos over all of them. It's just there's more bang for your buck on how many sizes that you can have on these. So that's my thoughts on them. But again, let me know what you think about them in the comments below. As always, hope it was useful. You guys stay safe. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next video.